Radiation is a general term that basically encompasses many different things. So radiation includes alpha particles, beta particles, gamma rays, photons of light, X-rays, UV radiation, microwaves, protons, neutrons, and electrons, as well as all the different types of electromagnetic waves that exist in nature. Now, whenever we speak of radiation, radiation generally means a negative thing. So we associate radiation to be a negative thing. Why is that? Well, it turns out whenever radiation travels through material, specifically through matter, it can cause damage to that material. For example, our material can be some metal structure that is found orbiting the Earth, for example, a space station, or our biological cells found in the human body. So whenever radiation hits the surface of some type of structure, for example, the metal surface of the spaceship or the biological cells found on the skin, that can lead to damage. So what are the different types of damage? So what is the method by which radiation damages matter? Let's begin by discussing one form of radiation known as ionizing radiation. So whenever particles that have electric charge, such as alpha particles that have a charge of +2 and beta particles that have a charge of -1 pass through matter, they can cause damage by interacting with the atoms found in that material, in the matter, through electrical forces, and that can in turn ionize those atoms in the matter. And when you ionize the atoms, that basically disrupts the bonding and interaction that takes place between our atoms in the matter, and that can basically weaken the bonds and cause damage. So to see exactly what we mean, let's look at the following diagram. Let's suppose inside our material we're examining the following two atoms. So these are the nuclei and these are the two electrons found orbiting our nuclei. Now here we have an alpha particle that is traveling at some high velocity. As it passes through this region, it doesn't actually collide with the nuclei of our atom. However, when it passes, because it carries a relatively large positive charge, it can basically grab one of the electrons, and when it grabs one of the electrons out of the atomic orbital of our nucleus of our atom, it basically creates a deficiency of electrons, and that leads to the formation of an ion. So our nucleus before had no net charge, now we have a positive charge, and so now we have a deficiency of the electrons, and our electron clouds no longer overlap well, and so the bonding basically weakens. And this continual effect, called the ionizing radiation, can lead to our entire matter structure weakening and eventually deteriorating. So when alpha particles pass, it attracts the electron of one of the nuclei. It becomes electron deficient. Our atom becomes electron deficient, and this causes it to repel from the nearby atoms, disrupting the bonding between atoms. Now, what is another type of radiation that can take place? So some of these particles do not actually carry charge. For example, gamma rays, X-rays, and neutrons, as labeled here, do not actually carry any charge. The question is, how do these particles actually cause damage as a result of that moving radiation? Well, particles that do not have a net charge, such as gamma rays and X-rays, can also cause much damage to our atoms. For example, a gamma ray can basically collide collide with an outer or an inner electron found orbiting the nucleus of our atom. And that electron can absorb the energy that is carried by that gamma ray and basically eject itself from our atom, and that will once again create a deficiency in electron, ionizing that atom, and that ionized atom can basically disrupt the bonding that exists in matter. Now, if we examine a neutron also does not have a net charge. So how exactly does a neutron interact and damage our biological cells and in general matter? Well, a moving free neutron can also cause considerable damage by actually colliding with the nucleus of our atom. Remember, our neutron doesn't have a net charge, and so it can get past our electrons without actually colliding with the electrons, and when the neutron collides with the nucleus, it can create a nuclear reaction, for example, nuclear fission or nuclear fusion. So in nuclear fission, what happens is the neutron collides with the nucleus, and that nucleus breaks apart into different nuclei, different fragments, and this can alter our atom and lead to many disruptions. So all these types of interaction fall under the category of radiation damage. So because radiation damage is so important to biological organisms such as ourselves, let's briefly take a look at the radiation damage that can be caused to biological systems, to biological cells that exist in our bodies. So, biological cells experience a considerable amount of damage during the duration of their lives due to ionizing radiation. Now, inside a cell, the multitude of cellular processes that take place inside our cells can lead to the formation of free radicals as well as ions. For example, if we take the ions, these ions can basically collide or interact with our structures found inside the cell and damage those structures. For example, two structures that can readily be damaged by the ions produced inside our cell are the proteins found inside our cells as well as DNA. Now, if the ions interact electrically with the protons and basically ionize parts of the proton, that can damage the structure and orientation of that proton, and the proton can basically become useless. However, that isn't usually an issue because protons can readily be disassembled and then reassembled using DNA. So the DNA that is found in the nucleus of our cells basically acts to form indirectly proteins. So the bigger problem is when our ions actually damage our DNA, deoxyribonucleic acids that are found inside the nucleus of our atom, of our cell. So basically, if our DNA structure is damaged and we only really have one DNA per nucleus of our cell, if our DNA is damaged, then our cell cannot actually create the proper proteins to live on, and usually that cell will die. Now, in other cases, our cell, as a result of excessive damage to, for example, our DNA structure inside our cell, can basically lead to an uncontrolled growth, and that basically is known as cancer. So another type of radiation that can basically damage the cells where the radiation comes from outside the body is UV radiation that comes from the sun and X-rays that come from medical instruments. So these types of radiation can also lead to our damage. It can damage the cells of our body and can either lead to cell death or cancer, namely uncontrolled cell growth. So regardless of where the radiation comes from, either from within the body as discussed in this section or from outside sources such as the sun or X-ray machines, it can lead to cell death or an uncontrolled cell growth that is commonly known as cancer. So basically what this means, even if the person is never exposed to any type of outside radiation such as the sun or X-ray machines, that person can still develop cancer because the cells found inside our body readily produce radicals, free radicals, as well as ions. And those ions and radicals produced in the cells of our body can interact with our structures inside our cells, leading to damage, leading to either cell death or cancer, uncontrolled cell growth.